Hello, I'm Lawson Bracewell. I'm an esoteric astrologer, and I'm also a teacher of the Ageless Wisdom teachings. My primary interest is in how consciousness develops and sweeps through the vehicle that it's created. My interest in astrology means that I'm primarily interested in these 12 different types of human personalities and the stages that the personality goes through as consciousness permeates it and eventually controls it. I'm going to do a drama, and the drama is the drama of a Libran personality. In the first part of the drama, it's just driven by its desires, its conditioning, the era and the place that it's living in. Of course, it has consciousness, but it's pretty embedded in its ordinary animal nature. Then I'm going to do this gesture, and it indicates that a shift has occurred in consciousness. And now I'm going to describe an individual who's aware that there is a duality to life. There's the ordinary, but there's increasingly this conscious awareness of a greater whole and interrelationship. And then finally, I'll do this again, and I'm going to dramatize a Libran when the soul is completely in control, and the person has become, in some sense, a planetary citizen. I love this world that I live in. Let me tell you some of the things I love about it. I have a wonderful wife. She's everything that I could want in a wife. She knows me. She knows exactly who I am, and she's always right there supporting me. I guess she'd say the same thing about me. I think we both feel as if we're better when we're with each other than when we're by ourselves. It's almost like that old adage, you know, that when we got married, it was like the other person became the other half, and together we became whole. I was such an awkward, geeky sort of person until I met her. And then I find, being with her, we're doing all the things I like to do. She's supported my career. I've become a lawyer. We're in all these social groups and clubs, and I've acquired quite a nice nest egg. And she loves gardening. Now, I thought I had no interest in gardening. But because of her, I started getting involved. And I love irises. I've become an iris breeder. The different textures, the different colors, the perfume. It's amazing. Now, if I had to say, is there anything I don't like about my life? Well, I'm not sure I really like to have to show up to all these social functions that have to do with lawyers and politicians. I really rather much like ordinary people. I know a lot of people, you know. My joy really is in getting into really sort of vigorous exchanges, both intellectually and socially with people, challenging them. I must admit, my beliefs are quite strong. Some people, of course, would say I'm dogmatic. But I think I consider all opinions, I'm fair, I'm just. I think I know how it should be, and how a more just and equal society could be created. the turning point in my life was the realization that I really enjoy being a catalyst for change. If I'm going to be a social person, why not be a politician? Well, I've become the Prime Minister of New Zealand. Not a bad show, really. I love it. I love every minute of it. You know, that whole sort of jousting match that goes on. You know, I think people often think I'm an easy pushover because I can be so charming, you know, a kiss the babies sort of politician. Isn't that way, though, when I'm in the debating chamber, and it certainly isn't that way when I'm being interviewed. You know, I want to win, I can tell you, and I do. I have, if I don't say so, a very fine intellect. And I believe I'm right. I don't like wishy-washy people. I like to think big. And I know that I can change this country and make it into a country that's up there with the world leaders. I'm going to put in reforms that change the economy and bring in greater wealth, and I'm going to change the working conditions so that the common man has more. I'm going to bring a lot of public projects in so that beautification happens. You know, there's no reason why every single little town couldn't have a wonderful park and a lot more of an honoring of nature. Well, two things conspired. I finished my career as the Prime Minister, and I had my legal training. Turned out that I was selected for the World Court. Whole new concept, lots of challenges, really designing a world legal system and considering the big issues of how do we deal with crime on a mass scale. How do we resolve conflict? And I've come to realize that a lot of the things that I thought earlier in my life, for just a fleeting moment, are true. Which is, there's no way that you can ever right a balance by putting one thing on one side of the scale and another on another side of the scale. You have to somehow align yourself with very high principles. Most people don't know it, but I'm a meditator. And what I get is a sense of what the world will be like 100, 200, 300 years from now, in which we're one planet, and we're trying to implement a blueprint that's already there. It's just a matter of us bringing that in. And this new world legal system is all about the healing of the nations, not just the adjudicating of the criminals.